Hey guys, how you doing? Ray here again. If you'd like to subscribe, it's Nitro Kyosho. I'm a little excited about putting this video out for a couple of reasons. One, I've been wanting to do it for a while, and two, I finally have a camera HD, so hopefully I can do a lot more detail for you guys and show you a lot more when it becomes more into the intricate stuff, and hopefully the helicopter videos will not be all blurry and messy now. So I apologize for all those videos in the past, but I tried to do the best with what I had, guys. Anyways, you're probably going to be noticing me looking down below the camera because I have a bunch of cheat sheets there that I have prepared for you guys, because I can't remember all this stuff, and you forget things and then you wish you said this and that in the video, and you know how it goes when you get old, guys. So I made a video a year or so ago on RC helicopter, learning how to fly cyclic pitch helicopters. It was very, very successful. One of my subscribers helped to promote me, WC Wicked Clown, and helped me, and now I'm up over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm very grateful to all you guys. So today I've gotten a lot of questions about 3D acrobatic flying. When are you ready to get into it? And all that stuff. So basically, if you're going to start doing acrobatic flying, guy, I'm going to start giving you the keys right now. Okay, one, on my cheat sheets here. First, you need to be a great sport pilot, guys. Okay, what does that mean? Well, that means controlling all 4 points of your helicopter. Let me get a helicopter here. That means being able to control it at all 4 points solidly, like this, like this, like this, and like this. And being able to do that all over the field and not be crashing and not be getting nervous, and you have those really down perfect. So 4 points, the solid control is a key. Okay. The other is being able to fly and land consistently for quite some time without crashing. If you're still crashing, you're not ready for acrobatic flying, guys. Okay. The next thing I have written down here on my cheat sheets, to start acrobatics, one, you have to have the helicopter set up right. If it is not set up right, and you have a helicopter like this and you bring it out and you have no negative pitch on it and you bring it like this, and it's just going to go crash. Okay? So the helicopter has to be set up properly to do the things you want it to do. The other that I have written down, guys, is the controller, the transmitter. These new age computerized transmitters, there's a lot of stuff in them, and they have to be set up properly with the helicopter. I would say acrobatic flying, guys, that is about half of the battle, if not more, is having the helicopter and the transmitter set up properly. Okay. My next thing here that I have, the simulator. Okay. I wrote here, start with a simulator. Okay. That's going to take the guesswork out of this kind of stuff. Well, if I do this, what's going to happen? How do I make it do this? How do I make it do a sideways tick-tock or a tick-tock? Like, how do you do it? If you go out in the field and you don't have any knowledge of these things, guys, you're not going to have any success doing them. You have to understand about negative pitch and how that works and how it goes up, and how moving the stick up and down and how everything changes. Okay. The next thing that I have, that is one of the keys, guys, to acrobatic flying, is definitely what I've got written down here, the simulator. Can't stress it enough. There's Real Flight Simulator, there's Phoenix. They're both pretty decent. I use Phoenix. I like it. I think it's extremely realistic to flying. I haven't used Real Flight a lot. The one thing I like about Phoenix is the free updates for life. It's by Horizon Hobby, that product. Real Flight doesn't do that. The next thing that I have written down, guys, is if you can't do it on the simulator, okay, if you can't do a tick-tock on the simulator, you're not going to do it in the field, period. If you can't hover upside down in the simulator, you're not going to do it in the field. That's how realistic a simulator is, guys, okay? Simulator is the key to being a great pilot. I didn't have one when I started. I have one now, and living in New England and using it all winter long when we put these things on the shelf and we're not flying when it's 0 out is a savior. You get back in the field in March or April, you don't feel like you lost much. Alright, next start with the basics, guys, okay? On the simulator, not in the field. When you get good on the simulator, then you try them in the field. Okay, the easy ones to start with, okay, the barrel rolls, where you're coming like this and you roll the helicopter over like that. That's a barrel roll. Okay, then you're going to be doing your big loops, okay, like that. I should have tied these blades up, swinging around, but anyways. The pirouetting, being able to spin left and right in a circle. Okay, these are overlooked, guys. Those three are the groundwork for turning into other acrobatics, okay? Now, I think one of the main two things, guys, to becoming a great acrobatic pilot is one, the pirouetting, because it gives you full control at all angles. And the next one is, I'm going to ask you, what made you a great sport flying pilot? Think about that for a second. What made you a great sport flying pilot? Being able to hover the helicopter, right? And being able to have control of it, solid control. And then you started moving it around and flying it. Now you're a great sport pilot. Same thing, guys. This is going to be the key to acrobatic flight, is being able to hover this thing upside down. Besides the pirouette, this is probably the #1 thing. This is going to open the doors to everything. Being able to control this thing upside down. Okay? That is probably the major key to acrobatics. Starting all over again. Inverted flight, 4 points. Controlling it at all 4 points. Once you can do that, now it's time to start moving it around a little. Same principles as the regular flight, as the other video I put out on learning how to fly an RC helicopter with the cyclic pitch type helicopter. You're starting all over again, guys. Upside down, that's all it is. Alright, what else do I have here written down? Yeah, inverted hover is going to open the door to is going to open doors to acrobatic flight, okay? And like I said, once you can hover, it's time to start moving it around. You know the drills. You've been here before, okay? Now let me see what else I got written down here. Okay, loops. I wish I had. Actually, you know what? Let me pull out, because these helicopters are a pain in the butt to try to finagle around with, guys. Let me get out my little MCPX. Alright. Like I said, don't overlook those acrobatics, the barrel roll, the loop, and the pirouetting. Okay, the loop, the big loops, okay, that you're doing, now you're basically going to cut them down where you're going to do quick flips. It's just a loop shortened. Okay, it's called flipping it. Alright, the pirouetting that you learned is going to turn into well, they call them pirouetting, pyro. I always used to call them pyro, but they're called pyro flips, where you're, you know, the major one where you're going like that, okay? That's going to turn into that, okay? And obviously the inverted hover is going to turn into flying, and then eventually it's going to turn into your pie dishes, going like that. It's going to turn into your hurricanes, okay? The inverted flight, hovering, and learning how to move, it's going to open the doors to all that stuff, guys. And the flips, okay? So you got your loop, all right? And now you turn that into your flips, okay? Now all of a sudden your flips, so you went from the loop to the flips are going to turn into these guys. You know what these are? The tumbling circuits, where you're tumbling like that. Okay, so everything, the groundwork is laid early on. Don't overlook those things because those multiply and turn into these things, guys, okay? What else do I have? Okay, in the barrel rolls, turn the barrel roll, okay, going like this. Those are going to turn into, once you start moving and doing them, those are going to turn into the rolling circuits, okay, where you're constantly doing it and you're flying like that and constantly turning it, and you're in a constant turn going in a circle or going straight. It's just a repetitive barrel roll, just like the tumbling circuits are just repetitive flips, okay? The basic acrobatic stuff I got written down here is what lays the groundwork for all the advanced stuff, guys. Alright? So don't overlook that stuff. So basically, I mean, to recap a lot of this stuff. First, guys, before you try any of that acrobatic stuff, make sure that you're an accomplished sport flying pilot. What is an accomplished sport flying pilot? It's a guy who's got his radio set up right, his helicopter set up right, he knows how to charge his batteries, he knows how to put the whole shebang together. He can go out in the field, put his helicopter, lift it up, fly around in circles, fly back and forth in the field, and consistently bring this thing in. Land it, you're comfortable with your all 4 points. Very comfortable with all these 4 points. Okay, and you can just basically fly this thing on a consistent basis, not just for a week, guys, not for just a couple of days, but for quite a bit of time. You can do this stuff consistently. Okay, then you're going to move to your simulator. You're going to learn all the acrobatic stuff on the simulator. Start with your barrel rolls and your loops and your pirouetting, the easy stuff. Okay, and once you get that stuff down, if you really feel comfortable, guys, then be my guest. You can start trying it in the field. The next thing is, whatever you're going to try out in the field, make sure the helicopter's set up right, make sure the transmitter's set up right, and get up high. Get up as high as you can get, because it'll give you time to recover if anything goes wrong. Okay? The simulator is great, guys. Okay? But real life is still real life. The helicopter is loud in the field, it's more intimidating, and okay, it is a different world. The simulator is about as great of a tool as you're ever going to have, but it's still not completely real. When I'm on my sim, I got a lot bigger cojones to try things than I do in the field. Okay? But that's really the keys, guys. Okay? So I hope I answered the questions for the guys that asked. So I'll just continue, like I said, to be putting out more videos and different things. But those, for the subscribers, quite a few of the subscribers that had asked me, Ray, how do I start doing acrobatics? This is the stuff I'm telling you that I believe in, and I think I would advise anybody the same way, you know, that wanted to do this. Remember too, the acrobatic stuff, guys, in my other video I said how dangerous these machines can be, okay? Acrobatic stuff, the helicopter is going to be moving in a lot of crazy positions. You're abusing the equipment harder and more. You're more apt to have things go wrong. So be safe, guys. You've got to even have people even further away from you if you have anybody around, because things can happen. I've had mine one time go out of control, and I thought I knew it all, and I almost froze like a deer in the headlights when it was coming at me upside down in a crazy position. And by the love of God, it missed me, and I was able to save it. How, I don't know, but I ended up saving it. And I said, geez, Ray, I thought, you know, I was a great pilot. And things can happen, guys. These things can do odd things in the air. Servos can go out on them. Gyros can go out on them. Receivers. I've had one time, I had both my main blades, boom, blow right off, because I didn't want to Loctite the feathering shaft. That's the one thing I never Loctite. Now I Loctite it. So that's another thing. Make sure every piece of T-Rex helicopter metal to metal is Loctited with a medium strength Loctite. Acrobatic stuff is going to make a lot more shake and move and a lot more power and everything, and the helicopter's got to be able to hold together, guys. If you follow these rules and these things that I gave you about these tips, I think that you're going to have a successful time. I'm a pretty good pilot, sport pilot. I think I'm a decent acrobatic pilot. There's days when I'll go out and just sport fly. There's days when I have absolutely no interest in acrobatic flying, and I'll just want to rip from one end of the field as fast as I can. And there's days I won't even do a pirouette. I'll just crank around the field, and that's the nice thing about these. The nice thing, the reason I did acrobatics was I got bored with flying back and forth, and I think that's the nice thing. These are versatile machines, and they give you the options. If you don't want to do acrobatics, you don't have to. If I go out there and I'm really into it, I'll do them. You know, maybe I'll do one acrobatic flight and then do 3 sport flights. Don't let your hobbies obsess you guys, because these things can really give you a lot of headaches. Take your time, follow the procedures and the things that I'm telling you. Don't try to rush this hobby, guys. It is not a hobby you can rush and push to get better. Obviously, the more time you put in, the better you're going to get. Okay? But at the same time, if you find that you're crashing a lot, you know, give it up for a little bit, put it on the shelf, get on the simulator, get yourself a little bit better, a little bit more knowledge. Okay? But I hope that this helps you out, guys. Anybody's got any questions, let me know. And we'll go from there. But I really believe in these tips that I'm handing out today, and I hope that you guys out there get something out of it. Thanks for watching.